Azu's loving the the Carla. Yeah, that's I get really is trying to curl up the bottom there, Azul, which is nice. Good morning. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's go. Hello. You know, it's funny how like I get on stream and I'm like, oh dang, all of these DMs I was supposed to respond to, I completely forgot. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. I should be good to go. Just wanted to respond to some of those. Jason, good morning. Amy, good morning. Jay, good morning. Salat. From the weekend festivities, I didn't really do anything crazy, you know. I don't really do that. Mark, good morning. Brian, good morning. AK, good morning. Jason, I think I said good morning already. Floyd, ayo, good morning. Cueto, yeah. Yep. Is my crown and the number 2 indicative of a king of cookies? Yes. Omega, good morning. Azu, good morning. Good morning, Laura. Ayo. Bree, good morning. Lizzie, good morning. Natalia, good morning. The options criminals. Option criminals in the chat. 670 would be nice for SPY. Let's do that, please. Let's go, Josh. Good morning. John, good morning. Wallace, good morning. I'm still learning. Done the research at the open, the first dip. We'll talk about that in a second. That's a long conversation, maybe. Patricia, good morning. Sora, say good morning. Good morning, Tony. A, good morning. Good morning, everybody. And good morning. Good to see you. It's glad to be back and hearing your voice. Let's go. Good to see you. Sandra, good morning. Angel, good morning. Donald, good morning. Ivy, good morning. Do it nice. Good morning. Ian, Iron Core, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Luna, good morning. Mario, good morning. Amevi, good morning. Good morning, Lizzie. Hurricane, Cooking Dustin. Let's go. RJ, good morning. Bala, good morning. BB, good morning. Good morning. If I missed you, Howard. Good morning. Studied all weekend, still and still make the same mistakes. Howard, we'll get it fixed. Don't worry already. So just let me know when you've watched all of those videos, and we'll get a one-on-one in maybe later today or something like that. Alrighty. North. Good morning. Yesenia. Good morning. Courageous. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Omo. Good morning. Sticky. Good morning. Chris. Good morning. Sean. Good morning. 3X. Good morning. Good morning. River, good morning. Hi. Alrighty. 5 minutes to go. The one stock that's definitely cooked this morning is this one. MSS. If you made monies in this, congratulations. Right? These private placement stocks seem to be cooking with fire lately. So from 95 cents, as you can see from the Friday close, to a high of almost like $6.40. That's aggressive. A lot of you have made your daily goal already on this one, so congratulations. Right? Again, this is why we say join us in Discord, because you can't really catch this stuff when we're not on stream yet. Right? So from 95 cents to 650. Right? So at some point, we were thinking 1,000% in pre-market. Not quite yet, but for now, MSS is selling off. Your next support is closer to 370. right? I want to say 350, but anywhere in that little 20-cent range. Um, so the closer we get to the market open, the more likely it is that this thing will pop, right? So for now, I'd be watching that 370. If we don't hold 370, then I'd be looking for the 200 EMA, which is closer to 260, so another dollar lower. But for now, though, let's see if we can hold this and then pop at the open for MSS. Cool. So this is done really, really well. If you made money in this in pre-market, type yes in the chat. Dustin's gonna be first. Look at that. Quetzal says, "Yep, done for the day. If you in a few minutes, exactly, right? So this thing cooked. Look at that, right? A lot of you guys made monies in pre-market on this name, and it's all yeah. So congratulations. This was nice, MSS. Hopefully, again, we can get some consolidation and the pop at the open. Alrighty, Dan. Good morning, Dan. So hopefully we're still up 300% even with a dip. So still quite impressive. IBG. You can tell this is being done by another pumper group. Not gonna name names, but for now, let's see if that thing can consolidate and start to curl at the open. The chart doesn't look horrible. It's just a double top in the supply zone, right? So regardless of who's pumping this, the supply zones are there for a reason. So um, yeah. So again, resistance. Alrighty. Resistance. We'll keep an eye on that at the open, see what happens there. And then we have a whole bunch of random names. Like DWTX is curling up the 200. There's a nice double bottom there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Your double top for DWTX is 860-ish, right? You can see that thing curling up really nicely there. So on the left hand side, right? So sweet double bottom resistance, $8 and 860. So it looks good. We'll pay attention to that. Yeah, recent reverse split as well, Shima. So Zura had some news. The stock popped and then dipped, and now we're holding up the 50. So and POAI, another private placement stock, right? Aggressive pump, still up 150%, retesting the 50. So like there are quite a few names that we're going to be looking at, right? Kala, these guys missed one of the results, and the stock got destroyed, minus 92%, and it's trying to consolidate off the bottom here. So uh, again, so there are quite a few options, right, going into the open, and we need the one that actually breaks out, though, right? That's what we usually look for. So good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Don't forget to smash a like. The S&P is gapping up, even though we're selling. Oof, almost like something happened. Something must have happened here. Interesting. Something must have happened for Spy to drop that much. But anyways, yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, and hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. And let's cook, please. All right. So MSS obviously is the top gainer going into the open. So we'll keep an eye on this one. See if we can get that bounce. So we mentioned 370, right? So let's see if we can get a 370 bounce. No news, Dan. That's interesting. Running away from the open, most likely. Then let's see if we can get a pop at the open here. Then and go from there. Not yet. Yeah. So yeah, 370 support for MSS. See if we stay above. I almost ended the stream, by the way. You would think today was my first day, You would think. So again, if you're not sure what to do at the open, guys, give it a second, right? Let the markets kind of relax a little bit, and then we'll go from there. So, so again, 370 support for now for MSS, and yeah. Um, see what's this one doing. We're still consolidating that same range there. IBG really isn't doing much, right? So we're breaking below that 370 for now. If that candle doesn't close above, we might go back and retest that 200 EMA there for MSS. So I want to see where that candle closes. DWTX is still failing at that double top 850, 860, so that needs to break above that. POAI, nothing there yet. Um, this one we really haven't talked about because it's below that 200 EMA, even though we'll still pay attention. But um, yeah, MSS is trying to play with that 370 still. So again, this is why we say if you're not sure what to do at the open, just kind of relax a little bit, guys. Right? Relax, relax, relax. Right? Let the markets go up and down. I think for now, my top two names are probably still MSS and IBG. Right? IBG doesn't look bad. It's holding a nice little base above 320 here. So if IBG can stay above that level, that would be okay. Tilray with a nice little pop there. Some cannabis names. Right? 360, 356. Back to 360. 362. Back to 370. So we're just playing around in that range for MSS, right? So it's playing around in that range again. This is definitely at the top of the list still, even though we aren't dipping and playing games. There goes 380, right? So we need to start getting some consolidation and some higher lows and blah blah blah, right? On this thing here, because as much as we're bouncing, we're just bouncing off like a support area. Not that the chart is really clear. You know what I mean? Um, so again, if you need to give it a few minutes at the open, guys, that will always be a good thing. Unless a stock is breaking out, right? I've always said this: like the only time you blindly FOMO into something is if that stock is breaking out at the open, right? Like not clearly nothing's breaking out, right? So there's not a clear stock. There's not an obvious stock that everybody's going to, right? Nothing's obvious. So again, if you need to be patient, be patient. Right? Carla's halted down, by the way. Halted down. And there goes MSS, right? Still dipping. So like I said again, there's nothing really clear here yet. Right? Nothing really clear. The only reason why this was maybe creeping up a little bit is because we hit a support range. Other than that, there's nothing really super clear there. It would have been so much nicer if this thing was closer to that 200 EMA though. So much nicer. So much nicer. Yeah, GPUS. Yeah, bit of a pop there. Red Cat with a bit of a pop as well. Yeah, let's see. One second. Uh, hmm, just waiting. Yeah, CGC and Tilray. Yep, Cannabis. The Cannabis stonks. IBG is still dipping as well, right? So we need one of those names closer to the 200 EMA there. A bit of a pop here actually for DWTX. A bit of a pop there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Uh, mm, yeah, that one's not gonna work. Let's see. Looking at this as a more of a dangerous play. Yep. No, patience at the open, especially at the open, please and thank you. Yeah, IBG hasn't done anything here that anybody should be buying, right? Not quite yet. Maybe closer to the 200 EMA there. Um, already. And then for MSS, it looks like we are trying to consolidate a little bit around 320. So we'll see that thing can actually build a base. and then go from there. Alrighty, so this one is still probably at the top of the list. So we need that consolidation. DWTX is actually the only one that's actually pushing up and testing resistance, so that's nice. Your next resistance for this one is closer to 910. Yeah, you love some danger. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Danger. Do, 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 do. Hey, when you say danger, you're referring to that signal? That's definitely a dangerous signal, isn't it? But yeah, let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's see. Let's see what this thing does now that we're in that range, right? So, and then go from there. Do, 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 do. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. More of a dangerous scalp than anything else, right? Do, 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 do. There we go. We kind of need some of those candles to start hitting that level, consolidating and actually curling, because we're just playing games at the bottom here. Yeah, the DFLI does look good on the other screen here. Does look nice. I just want to see what this thing does in this range, and then we'll move on. Alrighty. And then we will move on. There we go. That thing said, "Yep, straight to the 200 EMA there." Okay, there we go. Maybe we actually go all the way down and touch that 200. That 200 EMA line is actually sitting at right below 270 there. So right here. Okay. Right at the 200s. The question though is, do we hold that 200 EMA, or yeah, definitely more of a dangerous play than anything else. So this is the real test now. So I'm gonna circle that 200 EMA, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. Yeah, let me take a look. We'll come back to this name. By the way, I'm gonna take a small position here for MSS around this 200 EMA. Let's see what happens with this. Alrighty. This is definitely not the type of trades you want to be taking, but yeah, consolidation really important, right? So it's always hard though with the signals to like predict that consolidation, but I'm gonna try some here at the 200 EMA, and let's see if we can actually consolidate around the 200 EMA now. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do it there. And then we shall see. Okay, let me take a look at DFLI here. Kala is now halted up too. Yeah, that was a nice little pop at the open though, and then slapped back to the support. So 68 to 70 cents. 68 to 70 cents on DFLI. That's your support. Alrighty, so if it can stay above that demand zone, that would be good. That would be good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely more of a dangerous play there for MSS. Just the way that it's dropping, right? We really don't have any consolidation there. Alrighty, so we'll give it a second. Yeah, so again, a lot of questions for DFLI. Your support, that thing had a nice little pump, right? But then now you're testing that demand zone again. So 70 to 68 cents. The low of the day is 67. So if you really wanted to play a double bottom there, right? If you want to play a double bottom there, then just you could almost match that 67 cents and make sure that it stays above. Alrighty? Yeah. Yeah, I think again the downside to MSS is we talk about consolidation and this isn't it, right? We're not consolidating at all here. So that thing needs to start consolidating, otherwise it's gonna have to go. Alrighty, so that 200 EMA again, it's a nice little gamble, but it needs to start consolidating, right? There's been no signs of consolidation here. Straight down. So that thing needs to find a base. IBG really hasn't done much either. Like there was a nice little pop there, but then same, right? So both of those stocks have been quite disappointing. Yeah, DFLI looks like it's holding that demand zone though. So if you're watching this, yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, 200 EMA gamble here is what this is. This is not what you do though, right? So you need the AB or you need the consolidation. This isn't consolidation. Let me take a look at Carla and then we'll come back. Let's see. I might have to pull it. I might have oh there it is on the left hand side. Yeah, so Carla, like nothing crazy is gonna happen here for this stock. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Nothing crazy is gonna happen here on this stock. I'm still okay with MSS. Just because that bounce is coming. So I'm still completely okay with that. Especially since like we're closer to that 200 EMA. But yeah, so for Carla though, like nothing crazy is gonna happen here because the halt price has been locked to the $19. So this thing's gonna halt very quickly every time. So you just want to keep that in mind. Alrighty, yeah, it's down 93%. So it's gonna be halted quite quickly. At the very least, though, like you can see that it's created a demand zone above $1, so hopefully it stays above that dollar. Alrighty, cool. So back to MSS again. MSS is trying to curl, but like that's a pretty weak curl for a stock that dropped very quickly, isn't it? It's like a micro green candle. Like what the hell? What happened to all the green candles, guys? Like what happened here? All the green candles were in pre-market or what? All the green candles. Like we're still sitting at the bottom there for MSS. Bitcoin looks nice. Oh, look at BTC, guys. What happened to BTC? BTC said, forget everything, guys. Just come over here. Come over here. Just buy some BTC and relax. Yeah, cannabis. I'll take a look at those cannabis names in a second, too. Yeah, BTC is flying there. Dude, there's another name that's down 71%, IOBT. Damn. Goodness. Goodness. Yeah. Doo-doo. Goodness. Yeah, Spy's trying to recover with that too. It is nice though that Spy's gapping up like that. Okay. Anything else moving yet that we like? POAI is holding that 200. I think this is what we wanted to see for MSS, right? We just wanted to see that thing consolidate at the 200. The difference is you can actually see this thing trying to hold that 200 and curl, right? You can actually see it trying to curl there. Whereas MSS is just testing it and going right below, right? So we should have waited a second for that thing there. Alrighty, so yeah, POI doesn't look horrible. Yeah, not horrible at all. As long as it stays above that 200 EMA. Carla is unhalted, by the way, Azul, and it still looks okay there. So we shall see. JFB with a nice little pop there as well. I think we have it up here. Yeah. So JFB, this one was good on Friday. This was really good on Friday. So um, yeah, nice little consolidation and a curl there. Again, MSS is still playing that same game, so I still want to see that curly curl. Right, we're still sitting in the playing with the 260 there. Would have been nice if we were playing at the 200 EMA, like above it, not below. It would be nicer. Yeah, it's halted up. Some of these halts are just silly to me, just very silly, very very silly. No 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 no, very very silly. Do 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 do. Yeah, this seems to be the only name that's actually testing resistance now. Hmm, interesting. Okay, so yeah, $12 resistance there next. So 12 and then 12.30 for the VWAP. And then MSS is trying to give us a green candle. So let's see if that green candle actually holds. All right, let's see if we can actually hold a green candle. Yeah. But at the very least, we knew this was going to be a dangerous play, though, because it looked dangerous. Like it didn't meet any of the metrics that we liked. Right? Just a dangerous play. We still need to reclaim that 200 EMA though if we want to do anything good here. So we need to get back above 270 if we want to do anything good here. Yeah, no, POAI is halted up. Carla is slowly going up here, Zool, so that's nice. $1.50 resistance on this one. $1.50 resistance. IBG is still just sitting above $3, which isn't bad, I guess, but not really doing much. Bitcoin and SPY both look good. So that's nice at least. MSS, we need that thing to give us something, Give us something. Yeah. So here comes another retest of that 270 for MSS. Again, this level is going to be interesting because that's the 200 EMA, right? That's kind of where we took that gamble, right? So we need to reclaim that level. If not, they're going to slap this thing to Valhalla. Yeah. Dogwood, DWTX. What's your position in that one? Jose, let me know. 266. That's a pretty weak curl, isn't it? We'll give it a second, but that's pretty weak. Very weak. For a stock that was cooking, 600% in pre-market, very slow bounce here. 268, 269. Here comes the 270 test. You can tell, right? That 270 is clearly a problem, right? So this is the danger of going below the 200 EMA is when you're coming back to retest, that level then becomes, right? That level then becomes your resistance. So that level right there that we were expecting to be support is now going to become your resistance, right? So this is almost a lesson in consolidation, isn't it? Right? This is a lesson in wait for consolidation. If not, that level becomes resistance. Alrighty. So we shall see if that thing actually does anything. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. No, 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 no. Perfect. There you go. So MSS needs to bounce like now or never, right? Now that we've created that bottom there and we're consolidating a little bit, I'm personally not interested in letting it go below, right? So it either bounces now or it goes to the abyss, to the trash, right? Now is the time. Now is the time. So we'll stop loss in, and that thing better behave. Otherwise, we don't have time for this. So we're back to that 267. We need to reclaim 270 though. All right, there goes 269. There we go, 270, 275. There we go. So we're back. 278, 280. There we go. That thing better behave. Like that candle needs to close above this 270. Otherwise, we're still just playing the same silly games here. Howard, don't worry. You're okay. You're okay. Howard says my fault. No, don't worry about it. Howard, you're in good hands. So I want to see that candle close above 270, and then we can maybe move that stop loss. But for now, we need to close the candle above. If not, the most important level is still that demand zone, right? So the candle close is really, really what we need here. The spikes are cool, but we need the candle close. Looking at some of these other names, you can see that we pushed up to that 1230, the VWAP, as this was kind of the topic of topic of conversation last week, right? Stocks failing at the VWAP. So the VWAP is going to be an interesting level here. Yeah, I'm used to it. Yeah, it's Dan's fault, Howard. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, so watch those videos and then we'll do a one-on-one, okay, Howard? So just watch the videos, understand like what we need to like the charts and whatnot, and then we'll do the rest later. Cool. So watch those videos. Okay. So again, MSS is still playing with that 270, right? So like I said, we need to close above that level before this thing looks good again. Before we look good again. Carla still super slow. Let's go back to POAI here, still curling, right? But again, that thing also needs volume. This is what we needed for the other one, right? A bit of consolidation above the 200 EMA and then a curl, right? So, yup. Two. Huh, interesting. Okay. Still in the 260 for this one. Okay. We need something to go boom skis, They slapped it. Resistance. Resistance. STKH. This one's actually found a really good demand zone there, even though it's been below the 200. That's a really aggressive spike on this one here. STKH. Shish. Aggressive pump. Interesting that they might have halted it up on this candle though. STKH. That was quite the candle. Yeah, it's halted up. Halted up. To anybody holding STKH? That was a nice pop. You notice how MSS never closed above that 270, and that was the problem, right? So we needed to close above that level if it wanted to pump, right? So the candle closes are really, really important. So at some point, if that thing wants to move, it's going to need to close above that. Alrighty. So again, it's cool that we're creating a demand zone and some support, but that thing really just needs to close candles above. Yeah. So we're just kind of playing games in the same level here now. So we need to get back above that level and actually close above. Alrighty. I mean, it is trying. Like I said, we have found that support now finally. At least for now. Maybe I'm going to speak too soon, but again, it's trying to consolidate, but we need to close the candles above the consolidation zone for the stock to actually get moving here. If not, it's just going to be the same issue. Alrighty. Yeah, Carla isn't bad. It's just super slow. Super slow. Come on, MSS. What are you doing? What is this stock doing, guys? What is this doing? Yeah. MSS. Chris. So I put it right below that level, right? So 239. Yeah, I posted that in Discord as well. 239. I wanted to move it up, but I wasn't going to do that until we actually closed above that 270. Otherwise, it's a dangerous stop loss. Probably would have hit if I did that. Yeah. I'm holding you guys up. Someone's definitely holding us up here. I don't think it's you, though. I don't think it's you, Howard. Yeah, looks like a YCBD. Yeah, it looks like the market's moving towards the cannabis names, though. So again, we'll come back to this. Let me take a look at some of these cannabis names. YCBD to Cannabis. That's a nice pop. And then let me pull up Tilray as well. Yeah, because Tilray's done well. That's a nice pump. It's a very nice pump. Did you get into this one, Josh? YCBD. KLTO with a nice pop as well. MSS is finally popping, right? Like it's trying. Like I said, Howard, you're not the one holding us back. Someone else is though. Right? So we're trying. We need to close that candle above though. Really, really, really need to. That's some rubbish price action. It's a really rubbish price action. So this thing really needs to get moving here. Yeah, you can see how important this 270 level is. Very, very important. Goodness, yeah, you can see, right? Every time we hit that 270, it's like nope, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. Right? So not closing above that level, yeah, is a big issue. So if it wants to move, it needs to close above. Again, like I said, the good thing here though is that like you can see that we found a base and we're consolidating, right? So that's a good thing. But we do need to close those candles above though. The alert and halted. Okay, yeah, it moved really quickly, Josh. Really, really quick. Yeah, so we'll see what happens when this thing gets on halted, Josh. We're obviously pushing into the red, into the supply zone and halting. So, a $1.10. That's always interesting when a stock is halting in a zone like that. 275 should go without you, Jason. Let's do it. Jason was holding us back, guys. No, I doubt it. But yeah, what's holding us back is the candle not closing above yet. So maybe this candle will. Like, damn, my goodness. How long does it take for a candle to close above one stupid price, guys? How long? Sheesh. 270, 270, 270. And honestly, like if it's stalling like that and you're like, meh, I'm gonna close the position, then that's completely okay too. It needs to behave now. Yeah. I'm mad for sure. For sure, for sure. Right. So most likely a short or something like that. Because that's some ridiculous price action. But if that thing closes above though, they better pray. They better pray because we're coming for them. Uh-oh. 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 That candle finally closed above. And you can see this next candle wanting to go. Wanting and actually doing two different things. This is gonna be silly. Yeah. I really hate the price action on this. This is one of those things where you're like you see how like it's stuck in the same range there. Yeah, you could tell the next the like there's a chaotic candle coming. Chaos. To maybe closer to the bottom of that demand zone, Tamina. Maybe closer to the bottom of that demand zone. Yeah, but not at this price. I wouldn't be jumping in at that price, right? I'd be looking for closer to the bottom of that demand zone. This thing is just annoying, honestly. Yeah, work. Yeah, this is pretty silly price action. Pretty silly. The only thing that's saving us here is the fact that we're still holding above the bottom, right? So that's the only thing there. YCBD on halted, guys, and then pushed all the way to $1.20 there, Josh. So if this was 420, I would say a run, but yeah, just because cannabis and 420. $1.20. Yeah, all of these cannabis names look good today. So Tilray, YCBD, they all look good. CGC is another one. ACB is another one, right? So if you're looking at cannabis names, those would be a few names to be looking at. Again, MSS still in that same range, so there's really nothing going on there. BTC looks nice. So if you bought the dip skis like Josh was saying last week below 110, you're pretty happy about those dips at least for now. Until we get another fat red day. Hopefully not. But yeah. So if you bought the dips on SPY last week, on BTC last week, you're pretty happy today. Pretty happy today. DFLI is slowly curling. So again, this one had that support closer to 67 to 70 cents, right? And it's slowly coming back up. Super slow, but it's coming back up though. So that isn't too bad. Yeah, Jeff Brands is I want to call this Jeff Brands. Jeff Brands is another stock though, but you can tell why though. JFB, nice little view at breakout. Nice little breakout on that. Yeah, drone stocks. Hopefully that's not a sign. Yeah, the market open hasn't been as nice as pre-market was. Pre-market was quite nice. Where we still don't have that clear theme in the market, or like a clear name that we can say, okay, this is the one for the day. It's one of those mornings. One of those mornings. So there goes $13. This one does look good though. So congratulations if you are in this. That was a good breakout. That was a good breakout. And then obviously you have a thicker supply zone the closer you get to 13, 14. So just keep that in mind. Is anybody holding at this one, JFB? Anybody? Go, go, go. Yeah, and then for DFLI, you almost have a double top at 80 cents. So it's not that far away. But 80 cents, yeah. IBG doesn't look horrible. Same thing with like MSS, right? They both have potential, but super slow and not really breaking out. So both of those names are kind of annoying. Miss Tony, Heritage, yeah. Courageous, good jobs. Yeah, just try and stay green on that name, obviously. Try and stay green. Let's see. Yeah. You took 116? Well done. Yeah, that looks good. My stop hit on the other one, by the way. That was more of a dangerous play. I think that's more of a reminder to not do stuff like that. Um, so we need to stay away from the dangerous gambles. No, 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 no. Rob, what are you doing? No, 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 no. Okay. There you go. Yeah, no. If you took your little gains, or if you took you sold the position on this one, on that little pop there, that would probably be the right decision. So maybe now though that was just a liquidity grab to hit those stop losses, and then we curl again. But yeah, kind of annoying. Yeah, kind of an annoying stonk. And then JFB again, supply zone, and then a dipski. Jason, don't smile. We will find you. Yeah, Sarah is pushing for the highs of the day too. So it looks like the theme, at least for now, is more cannabis than anything else. More cannabis than anything else. Yeah, Jay will stay away from yeah. No, 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 no. Confirming we can. Uh, are you on the cat? Lisa, are you in the chat? Let me know. Confirming. I mean, if you are on the calendar, we should be good to go. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I'll send you a message. Do, 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 do. Okay. Come on, markets, give us something good. Give us something good to fix MSS, you know? A bit of a curl here on STKH. Still a bit, annoying that that thing's below the 200 EMA. POAI, you have that double bottom at $1.40, but you can tell that it's pretty slow. DFLI, same thing. Like everything kind of looks a bit doo-doo-ish this morning, you know? Um, everything looks doo-doo-ish. Pizza, good morning, pizza. Good morning. Yeah, maybe Spike can go for 670 for you, Omega. Let's see. Are you done for the day, Peter? Are you done? Or you're gonna keep going? Be done now, please. Yeah, look at that pump on SPY there. Damn. Brand new highs of the day, by the way. You're done? Okay, good. Yeah. Good. That was a good day. 5 minutes? Uh Dan, Peter is scalping NQ, by the way. Scalping NQ. So BTC and SPY both hitting highs of the day here, so that looks good. That looks good. Josh, you're still in that position, right? For YCBD 16. Yeah, testing $1.30 here, so that looks good. 160. You are? Okay, nice. Uh, yeah, so $1.30, and then yeah, and then go from there. YCBD. That's not a horrible float either. It kind of moves like a heavier float, but the float isn't really that bad. 8 million. Yeah, it does. It does. So low volume and then below the 200 EMA. Other than that, that stock looks good. Yep. Yeah. On SPY, yeah. In the stocks, Dan, not so much. The stocks are a bit more scammy today, but maybe that's because that's because the markets are going up, right? Because it's usually like that. Peter, don't do it. We done for the day. We done. No, 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 no. Yep. Yeah, it is a pretty like it's pretty scammy. Again, other than like these crypto these cannabis names, yeah. And the king of one day pass, day two balloon. uh, yep. Yeah, pre-market was so much nicer with the private placement names. I expected some more chaos at the open, but yeah, expected some more chaos at the open. Doo, doo. Okay, there we go. Erica, yeah. If you watch the streams long enough, you're gonna start, saying the same things like rubbish. Yeah, I know, right, Jason? Like, just give us some chaos. That's all we're asking for. Some chaos. It kind of seems like now they save the chaos for pre-market and after hours. Like after hours, we just randomly have a 500% run, and then the market opens, and it's like, damn, can we get 50 or 10%? Right? Just scams. Look at YCBD now too. So, sheesh. Do, 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 do. Yeah, MSS is just, man. There's nothing amazing happening there. BTC is looking really good though. And what? And thrust. You accidentally sold it, Josh. It was a good thing you did, actually. It's a good thing you did. Yeah, BQ's halted up there. It looks like China is kind of waking up. Maybe China will take over. BQ. It's not horrible. Yeah, the volume isn't amazing. That's why it didn't show up on the scanner till we actually started breaking out. Um, it's 250,000 shares, right? So it's not a whole lot, but doing well though. That work, that's a good scalp. Yeah, that's a very nice scalp. I like it. Not bad at all, Josh. Not bad at all. BQ. Yeah, you're gonna need more volume from that thing there. Good thing you didn't listen to getting back into the markets, Peter. Because maybe that's the dip Dan was talking about though. Uh, I accidentally. uh, I accidentally. POAI doesn't look bad off that demand zone. The only question is, will the volume actually show up? And Bilal, look at that, right? They slapped that thing back down, STKH, because it's below the 200 EMA and right below the supply zone. It doesn't look bad, POAI. It just doesn't have the volume. From the gallery through the dirty window. Good, good, Josh. Good. Tell him, keep up this behavior. Yeah. Uh, I like it. Yep. Yeah, the market today is quick scalpies. You jump in, you jump back out. Otherwise, you're gonna get entered. Choo, 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 choo. Maybe it takes the first hour to kind of pick out the names here. This is why though we always say like the easiest names you will play. Like we know we're gonna know that it's a good day when you actually have a stock breaking resistance. Right? Of all the names that we looked at in the morning, like none of them broke resistance, right? Except for the cannabis names, right? And those ones have done well. Like Tilray has broken resistance quite nicely, right? So what I mean by resistance, guys, is the resistance coming into the open, right? So if you look on the left hand side, you can see that for Tilray, this is the pre-market resistance, right? This is the pre-market resistance right there. So, or maybe even this, right? But if we can break above that resistance at the open, this is the open, right? If we break above that, it's usually a good thing. Usually a good thing, right? So that's usually the one that people tend to move to, right? So again, when you're watching a list of names going into the open, like if the ones you like are not breaking resistance, you probably have a problem. All right. So you need the breakouts. So really, really important. Really, really important. Yeah. And there goes YCBD with another pop. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yep. No, YCBD looks good. No, 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 no. Mm-mm-mm. I have nothing to say to pizza. 117. Yeah. Just watch $1.30 there for your next resistance. There he goes. There he goes. Yep. Pizza, it really was. It was. I have nothing to say to you though. Rubbish. The only thing I can say to you is beating you when we do race is destroying you. Making sure that you have when we come back. Yeah. YCBD's halted up, guys. YCBD's halted up. Yep. Yep, exactly. BQ's on halted and it's dropping, right? So the volume on this already looks suspicious, and it's a China name with no news. So yeah, it's halted up, but just be careful. If you can break above 530 though, then you might get the volume might actually kick in. But still. Mm, interesting. Okay. There we go. So yeah, YCBD halted up. I wonder if Tilray is going to be pushing back for those highs again. Yeah, kind of is, isn't it? This one's going to be slower though because the float's bigger, right? The float's 1.1 billion, so it doesn't mean that it can't move, right? It's still going to move, but super, super slow. Um, super, super, super slow. There goes Tilray, slowly pushing for the highs of the day. Let me take a look at ACB. ACB, yeah, ACB doesn't look horrible. It's coming, it's pushing for the highs too. But then supply zone again. Same thing with this one though, right? So it's not gonna move like a YCBD. I think this one has a float of 56 million, right? So it's not 1 billion, but it's also not a small float. So 20% isn't anything crazy there. So the ones with smaller floats cook more. Smaller floats cooking more. BQ. Oh yeah, BQ said, "Don't worry about me. I got the volume." Look at the volume now on this thing now. So we've gone from 200,000 to 1 million for BQ. Hmm. Yeah. Again, just be mindful. There's no volume on this. There's no news on this. Alrighty, so just keep that in mind. It's gonna move like a crackhead. Alrighty, you can see that candle, right? That candle just went from 590 back to 520. So just be careful, please. Just be careful. Yep, it was Josh. It was 2, 4. Okay. And look at that, right? That thing just went from all the way up there all the way down here. So yeah, just be careful, please. No news, no news. And then Tilray is hitting brand new highs there, guys. Again, nothing crazy, right? Don't expect anything crazy from that, but moving in the right direction at least. The right direction. Mm, do, 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 do. Do, do. On Questrade, are you doing something wrong? You can't find the cannabis stocks? Like YCBD? Maybe it's not on the on Questrade then? I know, right, Bilal? We need something to Fireblade. If that thing cooks now, we're gonna be pissed. YCBD is unhalted, so a high of 140, right? Josh mentioned that 140 resistance, right? So um, that thing was halted right below. I hate when stocks halt right below resistance because you know it's gonna be a problem on the unhalt. But yeah, we'll see. Uh, I don't know how hard it is. I don't know if we're interested in that though, Bilal. And then we need to make sure that there's only like 10 shares available, so we own the whole float. Yeah. And then Virus. Good morning, Virus. Mm. So SPY dip and pump. BTC is holding up quite well. Quite well. Two. And BK is actually doing an okay job here, Azul, holding the 9 EMA, which isn't bad. ACB is still pushing, so the cannabis stock. ACB still pushing. BQ. uh yes. No, I don't think we could stream and talk about like I don't know if we could do that. Yeah, the volatility is nice at least on BQ, right? You can see it go up and down. If you're quick enough, you can probably scalp it. It's also very dangerous though. Also very dangerous. There we go. Yes, nice little bounce here. Can you believe SPY almost hit the lows of the day there, Dan, and then came all the way back almost to the highs again? Craziness. BTC is about to hit 114 then. About to hit 114. Love it. Push. Yeah, JFB. Supply zone double top right below 13 and then drop. And then drop. YCBD is all over the place, but then again, so are all these cannabis names. All of them. Let me take a look at Carla again there. Yeah, I get like nothing crazy, but at least it's recovering from the abyss. From 92% to 91%. Right? Like again, it's nothing crazy, but at least it's been holding $1.20. holding the bottoms. Do 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 do. Uh, Hmm. Big green. Yeah, good. Send it. Send it. Send it. Do, do, do. Yeah, that's a very good day. Very good day for BTC though. Very good. Nice and green. Do, 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 do. Big green day, spy. Big green day. What are you looking for? 1%? 1%. I don't mind. I don't mind. Okay. So YCBD, brand new highs of the day. Right. So this has clearly been the yeah. Time to go catch the next flight. Virus, have a safe flight, and we'll chat when you land. Safe travels, Virus. Much love. Safe travels. Virus is off to the village. Off to the village. Do, 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 do. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, BQ is definitely all over the place. Like if you're quick enough, you can scalp that thing, but it's also very dangerous. Yeah, look at these two stocks, Tilray and YCBD. Is YCBD? Yeah, YCBD is halted up again. Yep, YCBD is halted up again. So it looks like everybody, just said, you know what, forget the market today. Let's go to cannabis, please. Let's go do the, let's go, to the, yeah, yep, yep, yep. Unfortunately, though, Josh, this isn't one of those that like will on halt and skip up. It's more of the on hold around the same price, type of stock. Yep, and Matt, that's what everybody said today. They're like, you know what, this market is rubbish. Let's let's go do some other stuff. Do, 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 do. La, 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 la. PSTV. La, 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 la. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Exactly, be okay. Yeah. Mm. Give us more, please. More boomskis. Do, 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 do. IBG still just in the same range. Yeah. Like it doesn't look bad, right? IBG. Okay, sounds good. And you're done for the day. Love it. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you when you come back. As America Cure, yes, and that's why again, that's why YCBD is doing better today because the Trump tweet was actually more so relating to CBD, right? So if you're not sure why this thing is moving, it's because of the Trump is tweeting about drugs. not drugs, but the benefits of stuff like CBD, right? So on seniors, right? So that's why this one's up 141%, and the other ones are just kind of following along, right? So yeah. There we go. You know what's crazy? This entire time, Tira has been hitting brand new highs, but it's like one penny like every 30 minutes, Super slow. Super, super slow. No, exactly. Back off. You did really well on that play, then. Yeah, you did really well on that. BQ. There you go, Bilal. Yeah, like that thing is a really good scalp. If you have, like if you want to play with that, that's a really good scalp. You just have to be really careful with it. Yeah, you just have to be very, very careful with BQ. BQ looks nice. Yeah, there it goes. Brand new highs of the day. And then Carla with a nice little pop as well. So Azul is smiling. Yep. So not bad. Nice dead cat bounce and running. Yep. Not bad at all, right? Carla is on the right hand side here. This is ACB, by the way. ACB is the other cannabis name we talked about, right? So again, nothing too crazy, right? Nothing crazy, crazy. But the other cannabis names have done really well, like trying to gain some momentum as well. Now Trump actually needs to implement some things, and to make these stocks cook. There goes YCBD with the on hold, and like I said earlier, unfortunately, like YCBD does that thing where like it doesn't on hold and cook; it just on holds like around the same price, which isn't bad, right? But yeah, see if they can break out. Still keep some skin in the game. Yep. There it goes. 150, 155, 157. $19. I mean, Azul would 159. No, 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 no. 158. No, it's doing better now, Josh. It's doing better. The curse has been lifted. 157, 158, 159. You're about to get the yeah, I think the only downside to this stock is that it's so random. Like it's all over the place. You know what I mean? Like it's at 160 and then it's below 160. Kala, that's a nice pump actually. Yeah, that thing is finally gaining some proper momentum there. Yeah, good job on this one. What's your entry price on this, Azul? Yeah, 188. Pizza. Is that a better female name? It's halted up at 188. $1.88. It's a sign. It's a sign. How's Apple red today with the markets doing this? Crazy. How was Apple red? Bet you Apple is holding the markets back. I think you're done with it at the hall. Nice, good job. 120, but small, Dennis. Still green. No, yeah, YCBD looks really good. Again, the fact that Trump actually, put out a CBD thing is why this is the one that's benefiting the most from it, right? There was another stock, AKAN, right? This is another cannabis stock, right? It's up 21%, nothing too crazy. The float is less than 1 million, so super, super small float, right? But again, it's just a cannabis name, right? Whereas, you know, the fact that this one has CBD in the name is pretty cool, right? There goes that 170 you were looking for, Josh. Yeah, there goes 170. Sheesh. Beautiful. Beautiful. From the candle close. No, 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 no. CYCU. What happened with CBD just joining? Trump put out a tweet noir talking about the tweet was talking about like benefits of CBD on seniors and stuff like that. So then this talk was like, oh yeah, let's cook it. Bonjour, savoir. Been in Tilray for years. Major fail. I know, yeah. I know. Tilray is a Canadian company, so absolute rubbish. Howard, you're gonna need some CBD. Yep. Yep. No, this is done really well. Again, the only downside is the way, how extended the candles are, right? Yeah. Let me zoom out really quickly. Let me take a look at that daily chart, man. Yeah. You're looking at 180. So Josh mentioned that 170, 170. So 170, you can see those candles ranging between 170 and 180. So that's your level there. So I'd be looking for a break above 180, and then yeah, you're looking for $2 and then 210, right? So if you look to the left, you're gonna see this little resistance right there, right? That's right in between that. So this whole range here from support, right, to resistance, that whole range plus the 200 EMA sitting right there on the daily, $2 to 210. Ready? So, but yeah, YCBD looks really nice. Really, really, really nice. Here comes 180. Dang. Type yes in the chat if you're holding YCBD. Type yes in the chat if you're holding some CBD. That thing is just cooking and cooking and cooking. Yeah, it's a good thing you kept half. Otherwise, you would have been pissed. Pissed. Yes, 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 yes. Good. Yeah, so $1.80 is your next again. So 170, 180, right? But the top of the range is 180 and then $2. Yeah. Yep, there you go. So that $1.80 seems to be acting as resistance for now. BQ still looks nice, guys. If anybody's playing with this, Bala most likely. Howard. Yes. You're taking one for the team. Yeah, no. Again, BQ is a China name that has no news, but that doesn't really mean anything, does it? Right. The news doesn't really mean anything. Means nothing. Give me a nice barbecue. Yep, that's what this stock has done. No, 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 no. Jimmy, you're looking for an entry in PSTV. Okay, I'll take a look. Yeah, so you can see that 180 and then a dip. BQ is just a beast, yeah. BQ, they almost needed to add another B to that name, just because. Yeah, BQ is flying into that resistance there. Damn, BQ, look at that, guys. And guess what? BQ's halted up at 7-Eleven. We're getting some barbecue at 7-Eleven. Yeah, not bad, Ahmad, not bad. Yeah, so 7-Eleven halted BQ. Sheesh. YCBD is cooking as well now too, right? So yup, yup. Do 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 do. And guess what? Both of those stocks, both halted up. Actually, no, this one isn't halted up. That more of a glitch on my end at 185. A glitch on my end. Boom skis. Josh is celebrating the gains. Celebrating the gains for YCBD. Okay, there we go. AMC is pumping. Well, so again, your next major obstacle here will be that if we can close above those levels, then you're looking for $2, right? Again, just move your stop losses up. Most of you have been in this for quite some time now, anyways, right? So that's almost a 200% pump there. So make sure you move those stop losses up, or you take some gains on the way up. SPY is looking good. BTC is above 114 now, which is beautiful. Can we get back to all-time highs now? Josh, did you end up putting all the monies in? Yeah, the other monies. Yeah, ACV looked good too, doesn't it? So again, nothing crazy, but looks good. Carla still looks okay. And then let me take a look at that question. You had a question earlier. Bilal says, you know what's funny? Fully following the plan today, and it's working. Loads of so much money last week, but feeling good about today. Good, Bilal. Yeah, right. It's nice when you follow a plan and it works. You know what I mean? Like, you feel like from like a psychological standpoint, you feel like there's progress at the very least, right? And there's something that's clear to follow. Whereas last week you were just doing things that, yeah. Hopefully, you went to church on Sunday. Early but never upset of exactly back off. No reason to be upset. Someone was asking a question that I wanted to look at earlier. Something about looking for an entry. Jimmy, you're still looking for an entry in PSTV? PSTV, you're looking for an entry. YCBD is halted up, by the way, at 188. Right, so halted up 188. So we were close with the halt. It just had to pop a little bit more, I go to the mosque on Fridays. Good. You needed to. Isn't this the second stock that's been halted at 188, or is it the? Interesting. Anyways, Jimmy, not at this price, obviously, right? Definitely not at this price. Maybe on a retest of 80 cents, or even lower, closer to 75, but definitely not at that price. Alrighty, so YCBD is halted up, and so is BBQ. So this seems like a Friday, isn't it? Like, Friday for some of you. Some CBD and some barbecue. Interesting. I wonder why. This is a Friday theme. Carla has also halted up to $2.03. Yup. We're starting to get the halts. You guys notice how it took so long for the markets to finally relax and so like that first few minutes at the open, so difficult. So difficult, because we have so many names we like, and it's like, okay, MSS was like the best name in pre-market, so it has to cook at the open, right? Nope, it doesn't have to. You know what I mean? So sometimes like avoiding the open unless something's breaking out is the way to go. Unless something is actually breaking resistance. Because the only way people get excited is when something's breaking resistance, right? Obviously, we talked about YCBD earlier, right? So breaking resistance, the more you break resistance, the more likely it is that people are going to throw money at it, right? So, and BQ still waiting for the unhold, right? Like BQ, like why is BQ running? Is there a reason for this? No. Does anybody care? Not really, right? Why? Because the stock was breaking out. You know what I mean? So obviously there's a supply zone there for BQ. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. Yep. And then we'll see you when Carla on holds and YCBD. Do, 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 do. And then mm, 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 mm. Do, 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 do. Let's see. A triple top? Yeah. Aspire the highs of the day yet? Not quite yet. Pushing? Not quite yet though. Not quite yet. Wolf? Most likely a split if that's the case. Because I bet you that there's no way that we've something has gone on there, and it's definitely a split, right? It doesn't quite reflect, but there's no way that it's done that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's no way Wolf has done this. Wolf, I promise, Wolf is not up 1,300%. Um, we might need to go look at the SEC filings or something like that, but there's no way that it's just done that. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Fireblade. Yeah. Yeah. 131 to 1. Yeah. 135 to 1. YCBD is unhalted. This is the downside to YCBD is that it doesn't on halt and cook. It just on halts at the same price. No, it's unhalted. It's unhalted at and then dropped. So most likely halted down now. Yeah, yeah, it's halted down 173. These halts are a little bit silly, but yeah, YCBD is halted down, and barbecue is going back up again. Yep. M. Yeah, barbecue. Again, you're still testing that supply zone. So your next resistance is 750. Oof, as soon as I say that, that thing said, say it again. Say it again with your chest. That thing just waited, you know? It's like, say it again with your chest this time. Damn. Barbecue on fire. Sheesh. That thing is flying, just cooking. Oh, and guess what? Guess what? It's halted up. Halted up. Carla is also looking really good, by the way, on halted and popping. Shish. So halted up at 847. Halted up $8.47. Yeah, no, Carla looks good. That's a really good bounce from the bottom there. $2.20. Yeah, $2.25. Carla. That's a really nice recovery from the bottom, actually. Yeah, the volume is really coming in now. Please DWTX for me. Is that a double bottom? I think it's below the 200. Let me take a look. DWTX. Yeah, I think that was why we didn't like this one, is because it was below the 200. But it looks like it's trying to reclaim it. Yeah, it is a double bottom, right? But the double bottom was at 740. A maybe, right? So the double bottom or the triple bottom, whatever you want to call it, the bottom was down here. You could see it hitting this level multiple times, right? So, and then now finally reclaiming the 200 EMA. So this is good if it can stay above $7.80, stay above the 200 EMA. So, yeah. So again, yes, double bottom, and yes, it looks good. DWTX looks good. Carla's halted up again, guys. Right? Looks good. Yep, looks good. So even Peter confirmed that he liked the Carla. Peter. The YCBD is still halted down, and BQ is halted up. We didn't need to schedule instead of waiting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mr. J, we'll chat soon. Uh, yeah. Are you in the chat, Mr. J? We'll most likely do it like right after the close or something like that. Alrighty, something like that. Something like that. Wait. A market ordered filled 6 out of 500. Oh, I see, Jason. Yeah, yeah. Howard, yeah, we'll do it after the close. So again, I just need, I just want to make sure that you're okay with like using TradingView, understanding the algo video, right? And then some of the other basic stuff. That's why I ask you to watch the video. So again, if there isn't anything that you've watched, just watch it after we're done streaming, right? Yeah, go from from the bottom of the new trader education and go up. Just watch that stuff. Just pick up a few things. So when we do the one-on-one, it's easier. That's crazy. They failed your 6 shares and then halted it. YCBD's back. Damn, look at this, guys. YCBD unhalted with violence. No, Wolf is a split, Justin. Wolf is a split. Just keep that in mind, guys. Wolf is a split. Wolf is a split. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Uh, there you go. Yeah, so a little bit of T-Rexing, action at the top with the supply zone, and then slap. You can't see. I can't see your reply. You're not gonna see me reply. You're gonna hear me reply. Changing your life, and I was like 1,000% yes, sir. Yeah, no, they did a split. There's no way that a stock goes up 1,300% and we don't know about it. So still waiting for the Carla on hold here. BQ is on halted now, guys. So for now, that high was 847. Only have 8 shares right now for Wolf, Carolyn. Yeah, it's because they've done a split. La 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 la. There you go. Do, 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 do. And there goes the boomskis, guys, for BQ. BBQ. Sheesh. Damn. The barbecue, guys. Barbecue. Wolf is actually halted down, which is crazy. So, yeah. Sheesh. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BBQ. I mean, you're holding BQ. Type yes in the chat if you're holding a BQ. That thing is on fire. Here comes $10. 230%, guys. No news. Right? So again, Carla is now halted down. So barbecue is taking over. Taking over. So again, this is why we always say like the news doesn't matter, right? Pay attention to the charts, right? Because this thing initially looks suspicious though. Like BQ looked weird, right? But then the volume came in. Like when we pulled this up the first time, it had 200,000 shares, right? But now it has 6 million shares, right? So in the last hour, it's had so much volume come in. Spy's dropping. Damn, Spy came all the way back down again. Like, why is Spy so volatile there? I don't know. Maybe it's because the money is all coming to go into barbecue, you know? Yeah. Like 30 seconds, Joshua. More like five to 10 seconds, Joshua. Yeah. Just make sure the red dot is on. If it is on, then you should be good. Yeah. Mayhem, yeah, definitely. Um, definitely. I'm surprised they didn't hold that thing up again. Surprise, surprise. From 9 to 950, Mohammed. Well done. Dangerous scalp, but good scalp. Dangerous scalp. Yeah, Carla's halted down, guys. So it unhalted, popped to 240, 243, and then halted down at 213. Alrighty. YCBD is trying to retest the breakout. So watch for, remember that 140 level Josh mentioned earlier? Yeah, so watch that level there if it can consolidate above. DWTX looks like we're coming back. A MEVI, yeah. So it looks like it's coming back for a bit of a retest of a breakout, maybe. So closer to 770, 765. IBG is just chilling, isn't it? Just chilling, right? Doesn't look bad, but also doesn't look amazing. So YCBD is holding that 140 for now, which is good. And then barbecue still dipping here, dipping to get some sauce, maybe. Any idea why the market was so hot this morning? Sorry, you're just joining. No, that's okay. You mean like the Nasdaq, S&P, like the brother markets, Joshua? Is that what you're referring to? If that's the case, there wasn't any news really this morning, right? So other than the fact that like we had a dip already last week, and then we ended the week on a good note, so I think more consolidation from a technical point of view than anything else. If you're referring to like the momentum stocks, they had news this morning. Barbecues similar to barbecue or just the momentum stocks. Yeah, yeah. Most of the stocks that ran this morning had news, right? Barbecue is the exception here. Zura. mm, mm. That's a pretty big supply zone, isn't it? Yeah, it's always a bit difficult when you have a supply zone like this. You don't know if you're gonna fill at the bottom, the middle, or the very top of it. But the reason why you get big supply zones like this is because you've had multiple wicks in the past that failed in the entire range. So then the supply zone just covers the whole range. That thing looks. Oof, my goodness! Look at barbecue. The barbecue is above $10, guys. Damn. My goodness. Wow. My goodness. 1050 almost. What'd you do? And then yeah, no, I know I was muted. Yeah, barbecues BQ's halted up, at 11:13. Yeah, it's halted up. No, yeah, I was talking to yeah, yeah. You're good now. You're good. You're good. You're good. Should be working. Mohammed, you're done for the day on BBQ. Good. See, it only had to take it had to take the first 2 hours, well, less than that, and for a name to show up from China. My warranty needs to be renewed. Just vibes, Joshua. Just the vibes. Just the green candles. Just the boom skis. Right. From no news and no volume, guys, from China to 12 million in volume. Right. Well done, Mohammed. Crazy, huh? Hopefully you guys sold Kala. Hopefully you guys got rid of this. Right, because that thing went from two almost 250 back to 190. So it kind of seems like it's retesting the 50 there, but that's quite the drop down. right? Quite the drop. So for now, BBQ's been the one. The one. Yeah. You're back in ISD, YCBD. Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, let's hope it can stay above that 140 support. 140 support. Extended warranty. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why SPY is so all over the place today. Like it's up, then it's down, then it's up, it's down. Like it's just so random. I mean, we're still gapping up, but yeah, craziness. Yeah, $10. I don't think we can even call that $10 support at $10, right? Yeah, I don't think we can look at $10 and say that it's support because we there's nothing to see there at $10 other than maybe just a psychological level, right? There's nothing, right? That's $10. There's really nothing. Nothing's happened there. It wasn't really resistance, so yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see if and when it does get to that range. That's if the thing doesn't go to $100 first, you know. uh, barbecue. Who would have thought though? Like who would have thought that, today of all the names we looked at that had news from the states, um, that BQ would be the one. Just a random China stock. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? So this is why I keep telling you guys, like, focus on your strategy more than focusing on like what you need to trade on a specific day, right? Like unhalted, there goes BQ is unhalted. So let's see what happens at $10, right? No one would have thought this was the name. So strategy more than anything else. The names will present themselves, right? As soon as this thing was moving, it was on the scanners, right? We were already watching this thing all the way down there, right? All the way down there, we were already watching this because it showed up on the scanner, right? So the scanners will let you know. You just have to work on the strategy, right? Look at it go. There goes $12, guys. Sheesh. BQ says, hey guys, bye bye. That thing said hello, goodbye. Damn. $13 at the highest, guys. $13 out of nowhere. 300% gains. 300% out of no. Yeah, Wolf is halted up. 330%. What's the news? No news. 350%. What's the news, guys? No news. um, my goodness. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BQ. There goes 1350. Damn. Yes, 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 yes. So high of 1373 for now. Javio, Joseph, let's go. Yeah, stay green though, please. Right, stay green again. Look at that drop. Right, this doesn't. This should all the same reason why this thing is done well. Right, and it was suspicious in the first place is the same reason you should be careful. Right, look at that, and now it's gonna be halted down at 969. Right, so take gains, stop losses, and halt it down. You should not be getting into this, Howard. Right, you should not be getting into this. It's halted. Like you shouldn't. There's no way that you waited till this thing was up, 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 up like that before you jumped in, right? If you're not sure, you have to look for psychological breakouts, right? Don't make me find you, please. You can't just be FOMOing on the way up like this. This is a straight gamble when you do that, right? Straight gamble. If you watch any of those videos, Howard, right? So the last videos we talked about breakouts and we talked about consolidation, right? So You can play psychological breakout, like a break above $10 is a big deal, right? A break above $5 is a big deal. A drop and a re-break above 750 is a big deal, right? When you're randomly jumping in at the random highs like that, you're playing with violence, right? So you can't do that, right? So, yeah. Mm. Don't overstay the welcome. Yep, yep. So you have to know when to jump into these things, and we'll talk about that. I know you haven't had a one-on-one yet, Mr. J Howard. So we'll definitely chat today, and I'll give you some roasting. Why people are buying when the price stops? You can't buy when the price stops. When it's halted, you can buy or sell. Yeah, the S&P is looking super suspicious still. We're actually going back to retest the lows of the day, all the way down again. Aziz. Yeah, so 140 was the support, right? So yeah, right. Matt, did you look at the 140 range? Maybe Josh got in with you too. So yeah, 140 was that breakout that we mentioned earlier. So we basically just came back to retest at 140, right? Yeah. Do, do, do. uh, by the time I got it was 159. Okay. Yeah. So that's okay. At least you're slightly green. There is resistance at 170 though, right? Remember that, right? So 170 resistance. 170 resistance. Uh, I do have to go out and do some trimmings around the house. Okay, sounds good. Josh, you're done for the day then? Done for the day. One second, one second. Yeah, Wolf was halted up. Wolf was halted up. Yeah, so Matt, 170 is your next resistance, and you have that little downtrend forming there, so you're going to need to break above. But paper trading wish you could do this for real. You just have to make sure though that you're not just like guess paper trading, because people do that a lot. Like people do that a lot, like guess paper trading, right? Like no rules, no strategy, just paper trade because, right? You have to make sure you don't do that. Um, Ready? Because that's usually the difference between real monies and fake monies. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, no, BTC is holding on quite well, but the S&P is like getting destroyed there, getting entered. So maybe, maybe just scamminess. You can see that downtrend there, right, Matt? So that downtrend is acting as some resistance there for you. And then obviously we're waiting for, there goes BQ, right? So BQ is on halted. It's going to need to consolidate somewhere, right? Um, so need some consolidation. Hello, Suck Monkey. What a strange day. You just got rear ended in you got rear ended? What the hell? That's like accidents are like one of the, like the most annoying things ever. Even if like it's a minor thing, like and it's not your fault, it's just such an annoying thing. Yeah, yeah. There we go. No, we're good. We're good. Emails, insurance, blah blah blah. Um, is Wolf actually getting delisted? If so, why are they doing a split if they're getting delisted? That should have been the way to avoid the split, Sasquatch. Already, yeah. For some reason, BQ needs to reclaim 10 and consolidate. Right, it kind of looks like it's finding a base there, but like it needs to really get above and actually consolidate. Do. Anything else here moving? Carla is super slow. We have that downtrend there still on YCBD. So this is really not a surprise, right? That downtrend is usually a problem. So 170, right? The same level from earlier. So 140 versus 170 now. And then BQ is just kind of playing with $10 here. Playing around with $10. Here we go. I think say who's playing around? Let me pop please. Who's playing around? Let me pop. There goes 1070. I mean, we did kind of dip to the left hand side range, right? Current value 65 per share based on crypto holdings, cash and investments 65. Yep. Yeah, and then today with the nice pop there, Yogi, very happy. It's about time we went back to all time highs for crypto. It's about time. Do, 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 do. Yeah. BQ. Is that the only thing you bought last week, Yogi? On like in terms of dip skis, did you buy anything else? 1065 BBQ BQ. Telling you, China has the best names. Like the best names, best names for stocks and tickers. Some crypto names, mainly BTC and ETH. Okay, yeah. Dennis, don't think we can really call it higher lows yet, though. That only counts when we. So if we fail at 1080 and then we break back below this last low, then we start to count that stuff. If not, we ignore for a second. Hmm. Craziness. But I'm bullish on the theory of crypto replacing gold as a store of value long term. Yep. 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 Exactly. Yep. And low speed. I was actually no 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 no. And good thing that you were in a truck as well, Sock Monkey. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. No, glad you're okay. I just uh hmm. There we go. Carla looks like it's trying to come back a little bit. Trying to. You're satisfied, Chris? Yeah, that's not bad, right? So that 140 held. There goes 172. And Matt, are you still in that position? You should be happier now, right? For YCBD, should be happier. No, 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 no. Should be. Where's the grill? The grill left. The grill said things. There we go. Should be, but kick me out at 61. No worries. $10 is not bad. Okay. Yeah. At least you're managing those positions, though, right, Matt? Because I think that's been your biggest, one part of your problem too is is your losses are just too big, right? So just too big. Do. There we go. Yeah, BTC and SPY are looking a bit suspicious here. Mostly SPY. BTC is fine, but obviously there's that element of BTC following the markets a little bit. Following the markets a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, YCBD looks really good. Carla and on YCBD actually coming back really nicely. So there goes 183. Not bad. There it goes. So that double top was 188. That was the last high. Last highest level we hit was 188. Is that candle halted? 183? Mm, yep. Yep. I think that's silly, but these halts are a little bit silly. Oh, Pablo, what happened? You're about to talk about Barcelona, aren't you? Here we go. Barcelona. Yep, halted up for climbing. Yeah, it's just like it's not that much of a run, you know. Really isn't that much. I did. You put a beat down. Yeah, I did. I really did, Pablo. I really did. Yeah, Harlan. Like that was just one of those opportunities where you couldn't miss. You know, inform, easy game. I mean, I say that now, even though he looks suspicious for like most of the game. I was okay with an assist too. You know, I was okay with an assist. But yep, that was nice. Yeah, at some point, Pablo, I think I was out of 12 million. I think I was in the top 5K. You know, yeah, cooked. Of course. Time for a breakout. Yep, yep. So let's see if we can. I don't know why this. I think we must have put this line there initially because of. So I'm gonna move it up to 188. So yeah, that's your next double top, and then it's $2 after 188, right? For YCBD. The downside to YCBD is that it doesn't on halt and cook. It just usually on halts in the same range, you know. Yeah. Nurse. I know you mentioned that one a few times, so I'll take a look in a second. Uh, Euronext. You're playing with the Euronext stocks. I tend to not like those stocks because they're very slow farm. Yeah. So yeah, this looks good. Carla is coming back from the abyss. BQ's done really well today. For some reason, though, we are looking like we're creating lower highs. Um, right. The good thing is we haven't been below that previous low though, so we're still in like we're almost still just consolidating. So it depends which way we break. If we break below 9, maybe this thing is done, right? Or at least retest 8 the view app, and then if we can get back above 1080, and then we push back above 11, you know. So we shall see. And PSTV has done really well actually. We got really close to that 80 cents, and then 86, right? Really well, like relatively though, like nothing crazy, right? It's up 40%, like that's nothing compared to like the other names we've looked at, but still. And then YCBD. Did you win your game, Pablo? I haven't looked yet. Um, just because there's still a game going on today, but no. Do. Okay, there we go. Just give us the on halts. We're ready. Carla is still looking good though. There's a bit more room to the upside for that one. The entry obviously would have been closer to the demand zone or the 50 there, but yeah, still looking good. DWTX eventually had a nice pop. Mevi, are you still in this one, or did you take the gains and run? And then yeah, BQ is looking a bit suspicious just because we can't seem to break out, right? Medicine Torre, December. Well, that's why YCBD has been cooking, right? This one has more of a connection to that news than Torre does. Yeah. Triple captain, and I did not. Oh yeah. You also had Chalaba. Oof. Yep. Yeah. The only good thing is that like it's still really early in the season. Whoever wins the season will probably end up losing. Um, I think last season was like around like 10 games or more than that. But yeah, it's still very early. See, this is what I mean though. Like YCBD never seems to on halt and just keep cooking. It's always like the same rubbish. Like always like on halt, drop, and then start climbing back up again. You know. And there goes the double top test now. So 188. So just be mindful. Oh yeah, Shima had Chalaba as well. To boost him off your bench. Yeah. Yep. Golf IQ. What are you in right now? What are you in right now? There goes brand new highs, guys, for YCBD. So again, YCBD is benefiting from that news, that Trump news, more than anything else. Yeah. So let's see if that candle closes above 188 and then push for 190. Yeah. Yeah, you need to have a stop loss on those things though, right? Golf IQ. Yeah, that thing looked like the most promise coming into the open, but um, other names took over, obviously. Do, 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 do. Mm, yep. At the very least, yeah, maybe we go back and retest the view up there. So for now, just watch for that candle at $9. See where it closes at. If it closes below that, then yeah, you're looking for lower. You notice how that candle closed below 188 there for YCBD. So it's really gonna need to close above that level if it wants to cook. For that $2 push. You got it and went to BQ. Okay. So yeah, for now, double top for YCBD. Double tops. Dan, are you done for the day with MNQ? I think is weakness. Weakness. Do, 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 do. La 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 la. Weakness. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, you're watching Carla? Okay. Yep. So the consolidation for these things, off the demand zone for Carla and YCBD, those are usually better, like the drops and the consolidation up the bottom. But yeah, for now BQ is holding that 9. So as long as it stays above that, that's not too horrible, right? Because it's almost a retest of this last bottom here, right? So this last little range. So we're still in that same silly range, right? If we actually close below, then definitely a huge problem. A huge problem. uh, I mean, yeah. No, Bitcoin looks good, but the S&P for some reason looks very weak. Like really, really weak. Yeah, like really weak for some reason. I wonder why it's that weak. Hmm. I wonder why. So you should have bought some zero DTE puts, some zero DTE puts. I like how Bitcoin isn't going with it though. Yep. Yeah, Carl has had a really nice bounce. Really nice bounce. A really, really nice bounce. Did you get back in? No, 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 no. Call losses. Yeah, $2.30. 230. Hmm, interesting. Watch the markets go from nice and green to red. Nice and green to red. We need a cup and handle on YCBD here and then close above 188. Do, 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 do. That's a really nice recovery. And maybe are you in this one now? Or you're still just watching it? So that last high was 243. So the closer you get to that, just be aware. Hopefully it's not a double top as well, just like um, YCBD. One of these names will give us a cup and handle and a breakout though, or just a straight breakout. Cup and handle or straight breakout. Hmm. Yeah, BQ looks slappy. This makes days like today where like I mean obviously you have gains, right? Like YCBD, Carla and stuff like that. It makes you appreciate some of those days, where like it's nice and easy, right? It's like one or two stonks just flying. Or there's a clear theme in the market. Today's more of a scalp day. Scalp, scalp, scalp. At Z's, what's your position in GPUS? Have you to not make trades like that? No, for sure. Yeah, yeah. MSS was not a. Again, we said that from the very beginning, though. Like MSS was more of a dangerous scalp, right? Because it gave us the signs of things that like we shouldn't be touching, right? No consolidation, no curl, no breakout, right? So more of a reminder, more of a bias from like pre-market performance. But again, that's where you have stop losses. Like if that thing is breaking below the bottom, like you just have to get rid of it. You know. Otherwise, you just end up getting yourself in trouble. Again, Aziz, what's your position in GPUS? Let me know, and I'll take a look. Let me know. Let me know. Mm, yeah. PSTV with a slap there. And BQ is still fighting with that $9. And the S&P still looks like that thing wants to go to the abyss, doesn't it? Hmm. Actually wonder if we're gonna end up erasing the gains or just end up coming back. I mean, we've been going up and down today, so I feel like we end up coming back, but that does not look good at all. Does not look good at all. What time is it? Okay. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Yeah, we have like another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll probably hop off and go back to Discord, especially if the markets are this slow. But yeah, so looking for that cup and handle on YCBD here. We still need to break out though. Yeah, so Carla and YCBD actually kind of have the same chart. Kind of the same charts. Chris, are you in a position now again, or what? What am I looking at when I pull up the chart? I'll take a look. Though. What am I looking at though? You just want to see MSS. Yeah, yeah. But so think about it. Like this is the level we were playing with, right? We were playing with this level right here, right? And like we said, if we break below this level, like if we break below that level, we were gone already when we broke below this level, right? Like we broke below this range and we were gone, right? You take a risk, but if it doesn't work, yeah, you don't sit there and pray, right? Because look at it now, right? So below the 200, already a big red flag, right? Once you break below that structure, you definitely don't want it. So if you're sitting in something like this, you're asking for trouble, right? For now, uh, I mean, if we can reclaim $2, maybe what we are creating somewhat of an uptrend, but yeah, just be careful, please. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Yep, definitely playing with fire, ST, right? Like it's one thing to get in the position, no, 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 right? So it's one thing to get in the position, but once you realize that okay, like it's a mistake, there has to be a plan to exit that position. Let me scroll down here. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. No position. Okay. Yeah. Yep. 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 Mm, 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 mm. Yeah. So that was definitely a double top there. Uh, See you tomorrow. Back off. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Alrighty. See you tomorrow. Then yeah, that was definitely a double top there for YCBD. Definitely. Hmm, interesting. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, no, of all the names today, I think, YCBD, like YCBD doesn't necessarily have, like a catalyst other than the Trump tweet, but it's It's connected but not really connected, right? So of all the names we've looked at today, like that have actually done well, like barbecue, BQ, like this one pumped, for almost 400% with no news. Carla had bad news and then came from the abyss, right? So like it's done well. YCBD had, a connection to a headline, right? So it's been an interesting day. An interesting day. Let's go. With that, la, la, la. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, no, Wolf was more of a. Let me pull up Wolf again here. Just want to see what that chart looks like. Yeah, I mean, it actually did drop to $8, right? That's interesting. Like it did drop to $8 and then came back. Hmm, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad. And then now you obviously have the double top for Wolf, right? Um, right at $20. But that actually was not bad. So maybe that thing can clear $8, $20, and that Wolf is halted down, right? So for now, that's a double top for Wolf. Yeah, Chris, you're reloading. Okay, would have been nice if it was closer to $1.40, but you do have some support there above $1.50. $1.50. Oh yeah, Dan, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Come back. Think about 4 to 480. Caliber. Which of these companies is Caliber? You're making us do too much work. Which of them is Caliber? Yeah. Which symbol is that, Marco? I mean, if Wolf can break above $20, I think there might be something then. The volume isn't that crazy though, Ben. So keep in mind, right? The average volume when this thing was cheaper was 39 million average volume. The volume right now is 12 million, right? So it obviously is still, below, right? Obviously still below. What's your position in CWD then? CWD, Marco. What's your position? You're asking, come back, think about entry at 4 to 480. CWD. Just want to see what range we've retested here on this thing. Yeah. Yeah, you might be onto something with it being closer to $4. Like the closer you get to $4, the better, Marco, because that's an actual retest of a breakout. So the closer you can get to $4, the better. Yeah, BQ's back. BQ said, "Let me just hold above the 50, please." The 50 is the yellow line, by the way. So we're basically just retesting the same resistance we had earlier for BQ. So we're gonna need to hold above that range there. Mm, yeah, look at BQ go. BQ said, "Don't worry about me. I'm gonna break out." Sheesh. That's a nice pop. What's your position in GPUS, Aziz? I keep asking you, and you're not answering. Let me know. Yeah, BBQ. Shish. I think said anybody want a new barbecue? Nice pump. That high is still all the way up there though. So 1373. And actually it's also the 52-week high. Do, 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 do. $11. Yeah, Marco, hopefully that answered your question. So the closer you get to $4, the better. Alrighty. Do, 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 do. The closer. Yeah, no, the S&P looks really, really weak. That might be a double bottom there, but it also might just be the level where that thing dies at. Let me look at maybe like the 15-minute per SPY here. Yeah, because we could honestly come all the way back down to retest the bottom here. Yeah, we could easily drop and fill the gap from Friday. Easily. Yeah, so right around like 662. So that would mean there's still a dollar left of room to the downside. There's actually a nice double top there. Anybody holding SPY puts? Yep, so we'll see what that thing does and then go from there. We shall see. Hmm. Is YCBD still holding 150? Yeah, Chris still holding that 150 range. Still holding. You don't have a position, but you're thinking about it? Okay. BQ? Yep. No, BQ's done well. As long as you're scalping and running away courageous, you've done really well. There we go. Yeah, so maybe just a retest of $10 again for BQ. Yeah. Well done, courageous. Well done. Uh, L, peace, peace. Yeah, you can see like Carla and YCBD almost look the exact same. Like the predictable cup and handles, the predictable cup and handles. Um, yeah, as long as it stays above $1.50 for now, Chris. As long as we stay above. Wolf is still sitting below that $20 wall, so if that thing's gonna cook, it needs to break above. So maybe just set an alert right below $20. If BQ is like, don't worry about anything, guys. I got you guys. I got you guys. So that's that last high. So it looks like yeah, BQ is looking really good. And it's halted up, guys. Halted up at 1305 BQ. I know, right? At this rate, yep, halted up again. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BQ. Type yes in the chat if you're holding this one. Why is everybody so excited for like Wolf, guys? Why? Does everybody not realize that this thing has done a split? I think like it's a bit confusing because it says it's up 1,000%, but it's really not. Like it's not up 1,000%. Like it's not, right? Um, yeah, ridiculousness. YCBD, yup. So 150 holding and then pop. So that 170 still seems to be acting as some resistance. Um, should you buy once it drops again, Kush? I mean, it depends where we drop to, right? So it depends how we drop, depends where we drop, right? So, um, yeah, for now you've kind of missed the bottom there, missed the bottom and the curl. 55 to 70 BLK. Yep, not a bad scalp. Just waiting for the barbecue to open, waiting for the barbecue. At least this thing saved us with some volatility. Yeah, no, YCBD looks fine. You just have to not diamond hand the position. I hope announcer forgot to carry no 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 and did the math wrong. And the study is actually a great study. Yeah, the unfortunate part though is like that rarely ever happens. We know you do that. We know you love to barbecue. The unfortunate part though, Azul, is yeah, that rarely ever is the case that they just forget to do something like that. Kosh, yeah, I know. Yep. So let's see what happens when it on halts here. Speedy. Let's go. I've been holding it because for some reason you called your broker and they said something about a bankruptcy. Yeah, Wolf. There's so many suspicious things about Wolf, right? I think the reason you can't sell it so is because they've done a split and maybe your broker doesn't have the shares yet. Yeah. Who's your broker? Why wouldn't they let you sell something though, even if it's bankruptcy? Like, why wouldn't they let you sell it? You should be able to sell anything that's trading on an exchange. So I think it's a bit silly that they're not letting you do that. If Dan could barbecue every day, he would. He really, really would. Fidelity? Yeah, I don't know why they're not. Yeah, you should still be able to sell it, even if it's bankruptcy or not. I think that's a bit silly. Too dangerous for you to trade wolf. Yeah. Yep. And obviously it's halted down again, right? So double top. This was a nice curl from the bottom though. So that dropped to $8 and then push back up. That was nice. This is why I always tell people like don't hold these stocks into splits. Like play with it after, right? Don't hold it into the split though. It was good. It was good. Didn't really do anything crazy. Sock Monkey, it was good though. Yeah. You're in at Miss Lola. I'll take a look. Take a look. POAI. You're in at $1.33. Good job. Good job, Miss Lola. Good job. Yeah, nice little consolidation of the bottom, and you got in there, right? So your next resistance is 160, 165, but yeah, good job on this. Yeah, even though we have a line lower than that, um, yeah, yeah, good job on this. So your question is, yeah, I think your entry is good. Alrighty, just put a stop loss above that entry, so at least you walk away with something. But yeah, I think you're in a good spot. You need to reclaim 160, 165 for a bigger push here, though. True, 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 true. Yeah, BTC still looking good, and SPY still looking super suspicious. Like it almost wants to go back to that 200 on the like just fill the gap from Friday. So 262, super suspicious. Unless we somehow just start bouncing like right here, somehow super suspicious. YCBD just keeps failing at 170. Chris, did you sell it again? And then obviously we're waiting for the on hold on BQ here. Barbecue. He out of his own birthday cake. Wow. Even when Dan isn't feeling well. Unbelievable. No, 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 no. Come on, give us the on hold. Uh, yep. YCBD. Yeah. And it's not too quick, right? So you can still play with it. Yeah, Carl has kind of a similar boat, but it's a little bit slower. So again, that last high for BQ was right there. That was the last high, right? So let's see if we can reclaim that level. That was the last high. Oh, let's check. Okay. You're unable to sell. Yeah, call your broker. There should be a way to sell that stock. Call your broker and ask them why. Yeah, call if you're unable to sell a wolf. Call your broker and ask them why. I could make 2K if you could sell. Call your broker and ask. I think the problem is they've just done a split. Yeah, so it might not be reflecting yet on like your actual broker. Options. North Korea's vice foreign minister tells UN we will never give up nuclear. We will never walk away from this position. Hmm, craziness. Over two later. Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Do, do. Yeah, so we're just waiting for BQ to be unhalted, and then we will probably hop off soon and go back to Discord. Yep, exactly. They keep extending it by 5 minutes, which is usually how it works, anyways. But yeah, they're extending it up by 5 minutes. Where's this line coming from? Okay. Can anyone join? No, you have to be a member, Tony. If you want to join us in Discord, you have to be a member on YouTube. Then you get the link to join. So click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Dan. So you have to be so the link from Nightbot. So you have to sign up for the Legend Pro, the Gold VIP level to join us in Discord. So you see the green names in the chat, green and blue. Those are your members. Everything is sideways. I know, right? BQ's halted, so I bet you everybody's kind of watching BQ for now. But damn, yep. The volume just went, hello, I'm gone now. I am gone now. Yep. It's waiting for us to get up the stream. Every time we do that, we go back to Discord and then cook the rest of the day in after hours. Absolutely. Yep. Try Discord for a month. If you don't like it, you can always cancel. Right? Come join us for a month. If you don't like it, just cancel your membership. But session high. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep. So Carla is the same as like YCBD, right? So both of those stocks have given some really nice opportunities. Some really nice scalpies. Mm-hmm. Carla. So you still have that double top up there though as well, right? So new highs, but same resistance. Same resistance. Looking good. And money's to be made. Yeah. Yep. Spy keeps scamming them. Let me take a look at the 5 minute again. Actually, yeah, 5 minute for Spy here. Some nice little consolidation of the bottom for Spy. I wonder if that thing will actually curl here though. If it actually will. Almost like BTC is leading there for now. Interesting. That's a long hold. They have zero drugs in the pipeline and poor. Yep, exactly, Yogi. Exactly. So Carla, guys, is more of a scalp than anything else, right? So don't hold this in hope because you're gonna get destroyed. Don't hold in hope, please. No holding and hoping. Ready, please. No. So Legend. So Legend, Legend Pro, and the Gold VIP. Those are the only three levels. Ben, if Wolf can clear $20, then I will agree with you, right? And yeah, if it can clear $20 and stay above $20, yeah. Oh, BQ is gone, guys. BQ is gone. My goodness. Sheesh. Gone. Wow. uh, Gone. Sheesh. Yeah. So high of $18, by the high of 18 and then drop. You know what's interesting is how like it didn't halt in that entire range. Yeah, Speedy, when are you gonna take those gains? If you join Discord, yeah. When are you gonna take those gains? At 100? Yeah, I think Yogi killed it. Yogi brought back reality to that thing. 38? Sounds good. Just make sure you're moving your stop losses up though, please. Pretty please. In the third second on halt. You can't believe it? Wow, let's go. $1,200 for BQ. That's impressive. Again, no news here. Like zero news at all. Just straight violence. Yeah. You almost want to go below that previous double top, right? So closer to $13 if you want to set one. Do, do, do. There we go. Boom skis, Speedy. Yeah, that was a nice pump. Yeah, so Carla hit a double top, triple top, whatever you want to call it. Obvious resistance, and then slap. So not really a surprise. YCBD is doing the exact same thing, right? BQ is stealing all the volume for now. Stealing all the volume for now. Uh, yep, yep. Hopefully, Wolf doesn't become a T12 halt and they delist it, right? Hopefully not. But again, you could see the resistance at $20. Hopefully, you sold the damn thing. You won't be able to sell it now because it's halted, obviously, but obviously. So just be careful. Yeah, here comes a retest of that double top breakout for BQ, right? See if we stay above $13. Can you recommend some good brokers, preferably available in the EU? So interactive brokers would be at the very top, Pinu. Interactive brokers. Then you start to think of like Webull. Webull is also available. But interactive brokers, I think, probably at the top of the list for brokers over there. Because then you have access to most of the stocks and pre-market, after hours. Not to give any broker any orders on Wolf anymore. Interesting. I don't know why that would be a thing, but that's interesting. Hmm. Yeah, Spy is still looking suspicious. Yeah, we're testing that kernel, so that's probably why it's looking like that. But yeah, that's super suspicious. Yeah, so you can see like BQ came back and retested that 13, right? So we had the double top right there. So it's almost like an expectation at this point, like resistance, double top, we come back for the retest, right? So almost an expectation at that point that it would do that. So nice test and hold for now. Yep, yep. So that looks good. I think, yeah. Let me take a look at the time. Yeah, yeah. Let's do another 5 minutes, guys, and then we will hop off and go back to Discord so I can do some one-on-ones. Alrighty, 20 m 20. Yep. Well, it has like 5 minutes to do it, so better get to doing it. Do 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 do. Hmm. To 1308, maybe. Yeah, you might not be live though, so make sure you are. Again, if you're watching the stream, make sure that the red dot is on. If it's not on, it means you're not live. Alrighty. Let me type something in the chat. Carla still playing games. Not sure, Dima. Not sure. No idea. No idea what's going on there. Not a clue. Not a clue. Maybe they're getting ready to delist it, pump it, crash it. No clue. Oh, Anne is back, guys. Anne is like, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Welcome back, Anne. I don't think you need the link. Your Discord should update on its own. It should update on its own in a second. Yeah, look at BQ. BQ says nope. Yeah, yeah. Speedy, your entry is really nice on BQ. Right, you're in at 480. So you've more than doubled the monies. Right, more than doubled the money. So you really have nothing to worry about here. Yeah. ST, yeah. La, 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 la. Let's go. Dan, thank you very much for the super chat. It's free and it's good karma. Yeah, yes, please. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys. Please and thank you. Like I said, we're gonna hop off in a minute or so. So yeah, smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and yeah, if you have any last questions, let me know, and then we'll hop off in a minute or so. Alrighty. Let me know if you have any last questions. Yes, please. Yeah, it's really easy and it's free. Free, free, free. Free, free, free. Green Day should have stuck with my three trades. Would have been green. You're out though, north. Good. At least you're leaving with with gains. So yeah, and it should update on its own, right? You should have access to Discord in a second. Um, if you don't, let me know and I'll send you an invite link. Let me know. Hmm. Yep. And hopefully the afternoon is a little bit better though in terms of like plays, because this morning has been BQ saved us from chaos, from disaster. YCBD has done okay, Kala has done okay, but still, we need a proper theme in the market. I'm surprised they haven't halted BQ with that drop. Like that's quite the drop and no halt. Interesting. Again, let me know if you have any last questions, guys, and then we will hop off and go back to Discord. I still smash a like. Let's go, Dan. Thank you very much. From the village, G. What type of advice do you need from the village? The village is always available. You just have to sacrifice one chicken, and then the village comes through. What do you need? The village is always available. Toot, 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 toot. The village. How dare you? Alrighty, all. Much love. We will leave it here for the day. We're gonna be in Stock General Legend. Alrighty, Stock General. See if we can catch some nice pompas into the end of the day and maybe after hours. Yeah. Alrighty. Just don't piss off the ancestors. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Salat. So again, we'll continue watching these names in Discord. They all still look interesting. BQ's definitely been the best one. Wolf is obviously still halted, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it's still halted. And Spy's been a disaster, right? So that thing's looking weak and weak and weak. So I don't know if they want to crush it or if they want to bounce it off this 200 EMA then, but we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, they'll give back those gains. Courageous, me too. Later, Brian. Be okay. Much love. Savoir. See you in Discord. Adieu. See you in Discord. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Welcome back, Anne. Bye, bye, bye.